All right, I'll rock it.
Don't you think Thomas is going to need that?
No, he's not going to need it. Who is a first timer? How's it been? Good. That's always my favorite.
Welcome to Gilmore's convention.
The real team. Silence. So, what's been the highlight? Todd, Osric, was it Ink again?
Yes.
I was texting him on the way in today. He said good luck to us today, like you're gonna need it. No, I'm glad he came out. That's awesome. And I heard Jason filled in for him his time. What are we doing here? And Julie made it out.
She sing?
Some of these first timers are like, I have no idea what this is.
For some reason, it doesn't surprise me that Julie can sing. She's one of those. She sang shirtless? If there's video or something?
Select. Kidding Julie, right?
She's rad. Wait, I misheard that. Sebastian.
That makes more sense.
So shirtless, not pantless?
That's
Usually he's like, oh, dude, okay. Sebastian, no. Just take the shirt off, it's fine.
He's got tearaway Levi's.
He and Jen, I think it was in Germany, were like, we were at a bar or something in Germany a few years back during a convention. And he's dancing, and Jen's like, I'll go dance. And so she gets up, and she's in heels. She ends up falling and like breaking her elbow. It's fine, but he is full of life. I'm sad I missed him shirtless. He's a good fellow. Oh, he showed me. Somewhere, somebody has pictures of the two of us.
And him being full of something.
Yeah. So what do you think about the season? I was so sad I couldn't live tweet the last couple episodes. It's been really fun to kind of chat with you guys.
I know, me too.
He was there for one of them. But I thought Blake did an amazing job. I thought Young Dean. It always surprises me. Yeah, it never surprises me when a young actor has the raw talent, but when a young actor can kind of channel that raw talent and play the fine line between too emotional and too subdued. I just thought he did a great job.
Thanks. I mean, I'm not that young anymore. He did do a good job. It was, actually, thank you to all you guys, because our ratings are, somebody's watching the show.
If y'all don't cut it out, we're going to have to do this for another year.
Yeah, it's,
20 more years.
What? Did you say 20?
Sam, medication! Hey, where are my depends?
Yeah, nothing says Hunter like diapers.
I had a birthday card. I was going through my trailer this week, and I had a birthday card from Bob Singer, and it said, I've now known you for more than a quarter of your life. I was like, yeah.
And that was 4 seasons ago.
So now, who knows? Anyways, before we end up just jabbering, welcome to the newbies. I hope, welcome to the family. It's been many years, and it never ceases to amaze me how many new people we get to invite to.
But more importantly, welcome to beautiful Burbank, California.
You know what? The
This
whole
was-
many a TV show.
This is where I first lived when I moved to California.
This is where we all first lived.
It's a rite of passage. Coming back to our roots.
If y'all are driving around, this is probably bad. If you go to 4420 Ensign, if anybody's ever heard my Jonathan Taylor Thomas story, that's where it happened. So if you're going right down Vineland and you hit Riverside, make a right on Riverside, make a reverse left. And it's just an apartment building. I mean, you can't do anything. But it's just apartment buildings, but it's this narrow street. And that's where JTT totally cut me off. I didn't tell you the story.
I don't want to hear it.
It's funny, I never come back to, I don't really live here anymore, so I never come back here. So coming back here, kind of going, I went for a little jog down Ventura Boulevard yesterday, seeing some of the old haunts and some of the old places. It's been a wild ride. Kind of crazy.
You use guns a lot, and I was wondering, did you know how to shoot before your role on Supernatural? Who taught you, and what was it like to learn?
Did you see that shot? One shot?
Yeah, I just shot him with a Remington 870. Boom.
I can tell from the sound of the chamber.
I would say that we both probably thought we knew our way around firearms, but we luckily, what was it, season 2, maybe?
Yep.
We have a friend of ours who works a lot with the military and SWAT and Border Patrol and a lot of different kind of factions of law enforcement. And he kind of opened up his facility and his talents and services to us. What was that, season 2? Season 3? Or 3? Yeah. And then I think that's kind of when we really kind of got the knowledge that we have, that you see today of how to properly handle firearms and how to properly respect them.
We both grew up in Texas and we're familiar with guns. I mean,
I think that when you get that kind of a teacher like that who can not only tell you how to properly use them and to load them and to clean them and to take them apart and stuff like that, but also how to properly respect them, then that's when it kind of changed for he and I, and then we really kind of got not just comfortable, but got really attached. So now we know our way around a few firearms.
Yeah. Learning? Yes. We did for a while. She was basically saying, as I made a big point today, I used to play D, and now he plays D. At first, they call you your character name. At first, nobody knows anybody. You're starting off with a new crew, and there are 150 people. You're learning their names. They're learning their names. So they call you your character. They're like, all right, D is over there, and we both kind of walk towards it. And unfortunately, I always lost. So I was like, I'm not Dean. Oh yeah, I'm right. No. But pretty quickly, we both kind of fell into I think Dean came to him pretty naturally, and Sam came to him pretty naturally. So I think it was a pretty quick learning process.
We'll also remember that this is the second time in my career that I've had a sibling named Sammy. My twin sister on Days of Our Lives is and now my little sister on Supernatural.
Wait, what? Yeah. He's on the floor of being a friend.
At the bar and also in the bathroom. And I can say this now. 21 shots of assorted liquid. Yeah, did them all.
Keep in mind, we're 200 pounds, 6 feet dudes.
I don't suggest doing that. It was not a fun evening. But the first half I remember, and that was fun. But it's a cool little Mexican restaurant. I believe it's still there. It is? Yeah, we used to go there. That was my local watering hole when I was in my early 20s. So, anyway.
I was in
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I was in Vegas. Equally bad idea. So,
Yeah.
no and no. Okay. Thank you.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Did Dean choose Charlie over Sam, I think, in Slumber Party?
There were cut lines. They cut lines from that part. And I remember because it was a moment, and Ezekiel says, every time, what does he say? He says something to the effect of, every time I use my powers, it weakens my vessel. And Dean says, you mean my brother? And Ezekiel is like, of course, it's your brother. Every time I use my powers, it weakens your brother. And he kind of lost track of the fact that, and they cut that. I'm not sure why. Maybe they wanted it to seem like he was, because Dean did make a point to say, like, wait a second, you're saying your vessel's my brother. So maybe they didn't want to ramp up that sort of conflict.
I think also, I mean, I'm guessing from the writer's perspective that, Dean would rather risk having to protect Sam while Ezekiel is doing his work inside, like having to kind of like make sure that he's okay and doesn't have to do stuff like this again, and take the risk of saving Charlie. Because it's not like he said, listen, if I do this, I'm going to die, and Sam's going to die. It's like, I'm going to be weak, and I might not be able to do this again, So I think it was a risk that he was kind of immediately willing to take, and,
The boys are masters of, we'll figure that out later. Just do it. Everything's, we'll find a way around it. Just do it.
And by boys, you mean writers.
Yes. Precisely. The boys, the writers make the boys do it.
Right here in the purple.
Yeah.
Dogs.
It's really, they say that the most difficult kind of anchors, quote unquote, you can go on a TV show are children and animals. We work with them all the time. Children you can communicate with more properly. It was a difficult situation. And our very, very sweet dog trainers were more dog owners than dog trainers. So it was a lot of, like, I have a few dogs, If I tell my dogs to sit, they sit. I don't have to go sit. Good sit. As he's saying his line, sit, good sit.
I'm going to say my line at some point, so whatever.
Okay.
So it was...
Sit. Keep sitting. No. Good. Like, just tell your dog to sit. And so, anyways, I think they maybe built up their talents more than maybe they necessarily knew what was asked of before they, and it's nothing, I mean, it's tough. When you get onto a show, or it's a different world. Like, this is not, hey, my friend's going to put a video camera in the corner, we're going to all improv and hope something happens. This is a very large and powerful machine making a TV show. And when people come in, there are people who have been working for decades, who have been working on their craft, who have been really focusing on acting, on singing, on dog training, on whatever. So it might have been wonderful dog trainers for a carnival or something, where the dogs are very sweet and they're not going to bite your kid if your kid slaps in the face. But when you get onto a TV show, and the TV show is costing hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, we literally don't have time to have sit.
Yeah, the dogs were wonderful animals. I was thinking, these dogs should have been, they should have been taking these dogs to like children's hospital and like writing kids' days and stuff like that. It would have been amazing dogs for that. But we needed like military discipline with these dogs in order to get our days, because you have to. I mean, you have to. The trainer has to be completely silent to be able to give hand signals, so that dog does exactly, no matter what is going on, because I was pulling guns and screaming at the dog and yelling at things, and it needed to completely ignore me and be so focused on that trainer, so it was just, I think it was a circumstantial thing, like the dogs weren't quite to that level of training, and so the trainers were really having to overcompensate with. So it kind of snowball effect, and by the end of the shoot, it was every day it was with these dogs, and by the end of the day, I was just looking at him going, good boy.
And the dogs were great. The episode turned out to be pretty funny. And also, I was disappointed in the voices they used. think a lot of people were, which
I don't have those. I mean, we just have a crew person reading the lines off camera so that we actually know the timing. So we don't get to hear the inflections of the acting that's going behind these lines. We just hear somebody saying it just for timing purposes, and then we have to take our own kind of we have to make our own imagination of what the dog's going to sound like, or how the line is going to be read, and then base our acting off of that. Which, when you're basing your performance off a voiceover that hasn't been done yet, it can be, hit or miss.
And I think, I know for me specifically, and probably for actors too, like we become very protective of the show. It's not like, hey, we're doing a show, it's kind of fun, maybe it goes for a few episodes, maybe we get a second season. Like now it's part of our lives, part of our blood, part of our family. Y'all guys are part of our lives, our family. And we're very protective of y'all as y'all are very protective of us. We're very protective of our show, our characters as well. And so it felt like why was somebody not working? I know how hard I work on this. Somebody was not working as hard as I was, and it makes me mad because I put too much time and literally blood, sweat, and tears to have something just kind of be half-assed.
So it was frustrating.
Frustrating. Still good.
But on the flip side, we did get this some time with some really nice dogs.
Yeah, they were great dogs.
Yeah.
You know two ways about it. Fantastic dogs. Right here. Do we believe in the paranormal stuff? I don't not believe in it. That's a kind of complicated answer. I don't necessarily have personal experiences with it, but I don't rule it out. I mean, my idea is that I'm a 31-year-old dude. I certainly don't know everything. So I'm certainly not going to say there's no way it exists. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. So I certainly think it's an option.
I tend to think more realistic off the get-go, and have that be the last thing that I would think of. Some people are like, "What's that creaking noise at the other end of the house?" Like, "Oh my gosh,
a Wendigo!
It's a ghost." I often say that even though I'm not highly fearful of that kind of thing, I often say that if I was facing something, I've got 9 years of experience in how to deal with it. So hopefully that would serve me well. There was somebody freaking out over there. Yes. Yeah.
Lots of fast hands.
What are your 3 top most memorable moments at a convention?
Our top 3 most memorable moments at a convention. That's like asking what's our top 3 moments on the series Supernatural. There's been a lot of them.
I remember all of my top moments inevitably that I remember are things like my buddy Cody, things where we took the chance to meet somebody, or I amazes me about these conventions are, for me, it's not about talking about the show as much as it is about kind of getting together with some people and being who you really are, and being positive, and kind of sharing a common hobby, so to speak, and really kind of making a difference. I think a lot of people, I don't think, like the Matt Damon's of the world, the George Clooney's, I don't think they necessarily get the chance to see what impact they might have on people, and we get it on a fairly regular basis, and that's pretty awesome.
There's a lot of we get to hear a lot of stories, doing this. It's one of the many reasons why we enjoy doing these is because we get the face-to-face interaction with a lot of people, and we get to hear these stories of how the show has helped them through a difficult time, or how the show helped them find one of their best friends, or how all these different stories, and sort of not just having the gratification of knowing that we all enjoy this kind of common denominator. But I don't know. There's so many of those to choose from. I wouldn't want to single out 3 of them because each one of those individual stories is kind of has its own place in our hearts, and we really, that's why we keep coming back. That's why we keep coming to doing these. And then we get to then go back to the show and share with our crew of 180 people, be like, listen, this one person from, Iowa came up to me and gave me this beautiful story, and then we get to share it with them, and then that kind of, fuels their inspiration, and it makes them want to work harder and do a better job, and at the end of the day, bring you guys the best product that we can bring you, which is just a really good TV show that we're all proud of. That, and also cutting up the giant inflatable duck with my knife.
Right here. Thank you. It gets really cool really soon. I feel like Sam, after the episode we had with Bobby, where Bobby comes back and kind of says, buddy, you lived a life, you did a lot of good. You've done 1,000 things that anybody could hang their hat on and say, I did that in my life. I saved that person, helped that person. I think Sam, my opinion, Jared's opinion, is that Sam was ready to go. I guess that's a big struggle. I just read a story about, in a magazine, about a poker player, and her sister was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and she had the option of brain surgery or to just go out, and she chose the latter. She chose to, and the poker player who lost her sister was basically talking about how the family was so frustrated. Like, go, give it a shot, have the experimental surgery, just try, stay here. And her sister was like, I'm happy, I lived a good life. Why do I want to keep having the struggle of trying that more and make more? And he said, I'd rather just go. I'm happy right now. I found a place. I found a way to be happy with my life, and I'm ready to move on. I guess it has a lot to do with the afterlife or whatever. But I feel like Sam found that place. He's like, you know what? I'm ready to go. So I think Sam should be accepted.
Yes. Right there. Yeah.
That's a good question.
I don't know. Ultimately, you take a story and it evolves over 9 seasons. Characters evolve, storylines evolve. The way they interact with each other, their relationship evolves. I think the sense of that, bitch jerk is still very much a piece of the fabric of these two brothers' lives and their relationship, but I think without having to hit the nail on the head every time.
See, I have a similar but different. I feel like since we called each other bitch and jerk, we've gotten in several fights. So now I think Sam and Dean are like, yeah, I don't want him to hit me. So I think Sam and Dean have realized that Sam and Dean are pretty tough. So it's like, if I piss him off too much, I gotta fight again, that hurts. We have to use the CW ointment to wipe out the blood.
It's very similar to Jared and Jensen's relationship. Very early on, we realized that we were much better as a team than we are
Pranking or
doing this. And also, people feared us much more. I.e. Misha. So I think that's kind of, lightly heart a little bit. She's like, I just want to clarify.
Gray shirt. Yes.
All right, Jared, I just want to
Thank you. I'm glad I picked you.
I'm not.
She's rad. Oh yeah.
So what I want to know is when he just did this service.
Oh yeah. We harassed the absolute hell out of him. It's more like psychological warfare. It's not like simply saying, dude, you look fat. He's like, he knows he's not fat, he's not an idiot. But if you say something like, oh man, I'm sure visual effects can do something. And he kind of goes like, and we actually, Misha was joking. Now that you'll all see the promos and the ads, he was teasing that the CW has you wear less clothes, whatever shape you're in. Like, I think Stephen Amell was there. He was shirtless, and he's got 45 muscles in his stomach, and he's doing pull-ups and stuff. And then they like put me in a t-shirt that was pretty sleek. They put Misha in like a three-piece suit and a tie. And Mark Sheppard, and he's like, I'm feeling that the better shape you get, they like take a layer off. And then when you're the arrow, when you're wearing latex all day, they're like, I want to take everything off. And so we kind of, what about that?
I wear 3 layers on the show. In case you didn't notice. I'm not an idiot. I'm doing crunches. Because then I have to do them for the whole year. Stephen K. was just like, oh, man, I wish I hadn't started the show in such good shape, because now they're going to expect me to be in this shape for the rest of the show. And I'm like, just walk around like this? I told him that. All right, on that note, I think we're pulling this. We're going to go do some push-ups. Thank you, guys.